Hello and welcome or welcome back. I'm Bo.
And I'm Win.
And we are getting our crap together one paycheck at a time. So this is the monthly budget for November, which for us is November 1st through the 28th. If you want to see how most of this plays out timeline-wise, take a look at yesterday's video for the calendar setup. But this is the budget itself, and let's get right into it. I made a little cheat post-it with the inflow for each of us.
Look at the little guy.
Just to prevent some confusion, but we're going to, that's the only math I did, otherwise we're going to have to add everything up as we go. So this is the whole step-by-step process for us. Okay, so we're going to start with his paycheck, which is his let's look. So we're going to do his September 20th paycheck and his October 4th paycheck. So that is $19.88 plus $10.75.
One of these things is not like the other.
Correct. We're trying to maneuver things so that everything works. Okay, so his paycheck's $30.63. And then my paycheck is going to be this September 26th and October 10th. So that is $16.97 plus $15.87. So $32.84. And then other income is his interest, which is 36. So we're just going to do 36 is interest from October 3rd, and my interest from October 23rd. So plus 89. So 125. And then from savings, we're taking this is a little complicated. This is the most complicated month we've done so far, it feels like. Okay.
Stay frosty, folks.
What?
Oh, it's just a way of saying stay sharp.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we're taking a few things from savings. So the first we're taking from savings is the money for Wynn's personal loan. So that is $13.85 from the personal loan savings, and then an additional $831 from the emergency fund because, surprise, surprise, what Wynn owes for this personal loan is actually more than we have thought the entire year.
By 50%.
Basically. So an additional $831 is coming from the emergency fund to make up the difference between what we saved and what he owes. What he saved and what he owes. And then for the twins' birthday, we're taking out $200 because that's how much he saved for their birthday. We might not spend all of it, but all of it is going to come into the budget. And then annual subscription for Fabulous, which is an app that we use for ADHD management. So we're going to add 24 because it's $24 a year. So $2,440 is coming from savings this month. And because it's so many different things, that's why I made the little post-it for his and her inflow so that I can double check the math without too much complication. Okay, so let's add all of this up together. So that's $30.63 plus $32.84 plus $125 plus $24.40, $89.12. So that is $8,912 for our inflow. And then we are not investing right now. That is not where we are in our little journey here. And then we go to his spending. So rent is $1,350.
Mm-hmm.
And kid bills is $103 for their insurance. And then 4 times 40 is $160. So 103 plus 160 is $263. So that's $263 for their insurance and copays. And then internet is $66. And did bad math there. I have a little draft off to the side, which is a real rough draft. It struggles, which is why I don't show it. And then S&M collections is $50.
By the way, on the note of collections, I mapped out with S&M collections a rate of $50 a month, and that works for us. Don't forget, you can negotiate lump sums for less because they really just want to get their money and they want it now. A lot of these places. So if you owe like $12,000 and you don't want to just be paying that off forever and ever, if you offer them like $8,000 now, if you even have that, this is just an example. If you offer $8,000 now, but that's all you can do, they might go for it. So let us know. Would you rather pay a little bit at a time for a while, or take a hit, but not have to pay as much in the long run?
We did do that with one of Wynn's debts. We did that with his legal debt.
You got to be really polite and really firm, but you'd be surprised what they will work out with you.
Yes. But back to the regular scheduled program.
Yes.
Okay. So next we have the heating bill, which is $96. And student loan payment, the minimum payment is $36. Even though right now in Wynn's student loan, like on the website, it says that the regular minimum payment is $31, and I think that's because his highest interest student loan is paid off now, so they might not take the whole 36, in which case Wynn is going to pay the rest just in a separate transaction. It'll be fine. And then electric is, we're going to estimate $200 because nothing is due right now, so we can't see the bill yet. But we're going to estimate $200. And then adventure, which is the boys' allowance, is $40, and Wynn's spending money is $60. And Wynn had considered and really insisted on cutting his spending money until he made up for overspending, and then
I saw the light.
Yes.
I listened to Bo.
And comments. It wasn't very realistic. But okay. So we're gonna stick with his normal spending money, and that's fine. Let's add up what all this is. We have $1,350 plus $263 plus $66 plus $50 plus $96 plus $36 plus $200 plus $40 plus $60. $2,161.
Bum, bum, bum.
Okay, and we are going to subtract that from, well, no, we're not going to subtract that yet. We're going to go down to savings spent. So he has personal loan, and that is going to be $22.16. And again, that is split between emergency fund and the personal loan savings because he didn't save enough. And then birthday. For the twins, that's 200. Okay. So what we're going to do to figure out how much he can save is we're going to take his inflow, so 55.15 minus 21.61 minus 22.16 minus 200. So 938. That's what's left to save. It's a respectable amount. I'm okay with it.
We can do a lot with that.
Yep.
Especially that wedding fund.
Yep. So we're going to do this in priority order. And I wrote in, that's what these numbers are on the side here. I wrote in the priority order. So all that's left to fully fund gifts is $6. So we're going to take that off the top. So 938 minus 6 is 932. And then to fully fund the wedding fund for the month, that is $445. So subtract the $445. So $487 is left, and that is what's going to go to summer pay.
Which was behind, wasn't it?
Yes, it's still behind. It's very behind.
Okay.
Because it's supposed to be $667 a month.
Oh, okay.
And you've been having short paychecks.
Crumbs.
Correct. So that is that, and we will double check the math and make sure that everything is correct. But let's add this up first. So 445 plus 6 plus 487 is 938 plus 2161 plus 2216 plus 200 is 55.15. Fantastic. Okay, so that is Wynn's side of the spending.
Woohoo!
And then we go to my side. Okay, so for my side, we have my monthly bills is $63, and that's for the 3 bills that I have. And then his debt, we're going to come back to that. I believe we're going to go with 1,000, but it might end up being more. We shall see. So we're going to just start with 1,000. And then dining is 60. Groceries in bulk, we do $260 a paycheck. So that's $520. Transportation is $120. Health is $150. Home is $50. Birthdays is $10. Clothing and shoes is $80. Pet care is $30. Personal is gonna be $300 because reasons. I have a concert I want to go to, and I feel like celebrating getting my raise, and also I am kind of almost but not really revenge spending. So let us see how much this all is. And keep in mind, I might still change how much is going to his debt. But for now, 63 plus 1,000 plus 60 plus 520 plus 120 plus 150 plus 50 plus 10 plus 80 plus 30 plus 300 is 2383. And one of the things that I love about erasable pens is I can erase this if I decide to put more in his debt. But that is going to be placeholder for now. And then the next step is going down to saving spent, because there will be some saving spent. We have fabulous. What?
Before we get there, on the note of the 300 for personal and celebrating, share with us in the comments a time when you knew you deserved to spend a little on yourself, even if it didn't quite match your usual budget. You knew you budgeted, you knew you had it, and you deserved it. Share with us.
Yep. Okay, fabulous.
Yes.
Okay. Fabulous for the ADHDing. So the way things shaked out is this is an app, right? And it is expensive. I don't remember exactly how much it normally costs, but what I generally do is if I'm trying a new subscription, I will sign up for it and then cancel it immediately, so I only get charged for 1 month. And when I did that with Fabulous, it said,
wait, don't go.
Yeah, wait, don't go. What if you paid $2 a month? And I was like, huh.
I'll take 2.
I'll take it. And then I decided that I was going to do the lifetime subscription instead, just to like get rid of it entirely and just go for it. Because I thought it was just going to be for 1 month at $2. But when I canceled the $2 first month, when I canceled that, it said, wait. How about you go for a year for $2 a month and like it'll just renew every year? And I was like, oh, cool. So I decided to do that instead of doing the lifetime subscription. Win is still on the $2 a month, and it's fine. But that means we're kind of on 2 different things. So he's on $2 a month. I'm on $24 a year. It comes out to the same amount. It doesn't really matter. But that is why that is like that. So Fabulous for $24. Long story short. Okay. So now that we have that, so we have $23.83 because that was the spending. And then we're going to add $24. So that's $24.07. And the total inflow for me is $33.97. So we are going to subtract the $24.07 from the $33.97. So $33.97 minus $24.07 is $990. So that is how much I can save.
You got this.
Yes. So now we do a little more math. So this is, again, in order of priority here, because we're really trying to make our spending match what's important to us. So first thing that gets funded is insurance. So that's $475. So $990 minus $475 is $515. And then the next thing that gets funded is car maintenance, and that's $112. So minus $112 is $403. And we're going to take out school because that's third. So that is $158. Because that is all that's left to fund the quarterly goal, and November is the end of the quarter. So minus 158 is 245. And then we're going to subtract the $86 for subscriptions. and that should fully fund that for the year, I believe. I will have to double check those numbers, but that should get it. And that's 159 that's left, and that is going to phone. So I know my phone bill should be a higher priority than my subscriptions. However, what this really is subscriptions is more urgent than the phone bill, because this phone bill isn't due until the end of December. Well, it's due in December of 2025. So I've already saved the phone bill for this year, which is due in December of 2024. And now I'm saving for next year's bill because we want to save all of our annual funds for December by June, so that like this school year funds the whole year. So like subscriptions is coming up before the phone bill is, because the phone bill isn't due until the end of the year. So I wanted to fund subscriptions first. It's not necessarily a higher priority, it's just more urgent. Same with insurance. Insurance is kind of mandatory, but it's also more urgent because insurance is due every 6 months. So it needs to be funded quick, fast, and in a hurry.
All three.
Yep. So that's actually, yeah, that's all the money. So we are going to double check the numbers here. So 86 plus 159 plus 475 plus 112 plus 158 equals 990, as it should. And now the real question, well, no, we need to add up the savings spent as well. So 2216 plus 200 plus 24 is 2440. 2440 matches what's coming from savings, so that number matches. And this is how we make sure that all the maths and like things
every dollar has a job.
Yes.
That really is the heart of the whole thing.
Yes, and that everything lines up, everything matches. So we have to be especially careful with this because we don't share bank accounts. We have to make sure that the numbers match up within our bank accounts for what we're working with, and also things line up as a whole.
Yep.
So let's do the full on math. So we have 8912 minus 2161 for his spending. So that's 6751. And then we're going to subtract 938 for his savings. So that's 5813. And then we're going to subtract my spending. So that's 2383. So that's 3430. And then subtract my saving. So that's 990. So that's 2440.
Wait a minute. That number is very close to another number we know.
And all that's left is 2440. So that means we have a zero-based budget. So.
And even with, substandard contributions to my savings and unexpected personal expenses, this still worked because budget beats broke every time.
Yep. I do want to say before I sign off entirely that I've seen a lot of budgeters kind of get tripped up with their numbers, and I think a big part of that is they don't figure out like what the final numbers are before they work their way backwards. So then the numbers don't match up. And also we don't use change. I see you can see it in here. None of this has changed. These are all whole numbers. We round up all of our spending and round down all of our inflow so that we end up having more money in our bank account than we did before.
And also, that's a lot of math to have to do.
Yes, and it's real easy to mess it up. So we set this up so that we have as few errors as possible. And then if we do miss a transaction here or there, or something gets written down incorrectly or something, it'll still be overcome by our transaction rounding. So this really does work out very well. I highly recommend that everyone try to budget this way. It's not always easy to round up your transactions. We weren't rounding up our transactions in the beginning of the year. It was something we worked up to. But I think it's extremely helpful and I highly suggest you do it. But that is it. That is all. Never forget that you deserve financial stability, and I hope you have a great day on purpose. Bye.